Our next guest is multifaceted in the role in The Impastor. It's the second season, and we're going to find out more as Michael joins us right now. When you first read the script, were you a bit befuddled, or did you say, I love being multifaceted?
You know, thank you, by the way. I really love that. And I love the character of Buddy. Buddy's a joy to play. He's a con man. He's fast talking. It's always a balancing act. I think he does have a heart somewhere there, but he's a bit of an opportunist. And but when Eric Tannenbaum, he's a big producer, produced 2.5 Men. He's one of those giant producers in Hollywood that you hear about. And we did a pilot together with John Michael Higgins and Henry Winkler and Missy Pyle and all these comedians. The Russo brothers directed it. Well, it didn't go anywhere. So the pilot just was put on the shelf. And Eric came up to me and said, Michael, we're going to work together. And you hear that a lot, all these producers saying, yeah, and you just let it go in one ear, out the other. As you get older, you realize it's mostly BS, right, Conn? You know that. So, but years later, I got a call. My agent said, hey, Eric Tannenbaum is sending you a script for this show Impastor. And I'm like, huh. And he says, yeah, I go, what network? He said, TV Land. I said, TV Land, don't they show I Dream of Jeannie and The Golden Girl? I love those shows, by the way. Show me that smile, Growing Pains. But he goes, read it. TV Land's changing their network, like AMC with Walking Dead and AMC or Mad Men. They used to show old movies. Just read the script. I read it. I loved it. It said the S word. It said another couple. I don't know how you could swear on this channel, but it said another word that rhymes with rock. And anyway, I said, are they going to allow me to say these things? Is it going to be edgy? Is it going to be fun like this? And they said yes. And so then Eric said, I want you to come help me produce it and cast it. And it was a chance of a lifetime. And I really think we've created a special show. So that's sort of how it all happened. Yeah, and now we're in season 2. I can't believe it. I never thought I'd have my own show. I'm always the number 2 guy, the number 3 guy. I'll bring Rosenbaum in. He'll be funny for a couple of lines. And then all of a sudden they're like, we want you to be the lead. I'm like, I can't be the lead. I can't handle that. I can't handle that schedule. And then somehow you do, Xanax, and you make it happen.
Okay, Michael, get us up to speed. What can we expect from your character in season 2?
Well, you can go on Hulu right now and watch the whole first season. It would take you a couple hours. The shows are 20 minutes. They're like these beautifully lit, nice little movies that are 20 minutes long, and it's serialized, so there's no bow on the top of it, no wrap up. There's a lot of shows that just at the end of every episode, it's like, hey, and there's the end. So this show kind of just goes through like the season. You never know what's going to happen to Buddy. He's got the cops after him. He's got these loan sharks after him. The congregation. I mean, he's a guy who was about to jump off a bridge, and someone tried to help him, and that guy fell off, and then Buddy steals this guy's identity. And the guy happens to be a fake gay pastor in this small town. So that's the kind of character I'm playing. At the end of season 1, plug your ears, folks, if you're thinking about watching season 1. But season 2, it takes place right after the cops are at Buddy's door. They're going to arrest him for the murder of this guy, and he doesn't know what the hell to do. And that's where it starts. And the twists and turns, it's just such an ambitious season. I mean, it was exhausting to film, and we were on location all the time, and there's a lot more murders and sex and fun and just a little rock and roll. And I like to, TV Guide or Zap to It or somebody once said, Michael Rosenbaum with a Fletch-like twinkle in his eye. And I'm the biggest Chevy Chase fan. So I posted that on my bedroom because I sleep alone. So at least it's nice to look over my shoulder and see my face there instead of no one. And then my dog, who has a lot of gas, at the end of the bed. But it's a really fun show. I'm so proud of it. And I know you have to do these interviews and you have to talk about, but it's nice to actually talk about a show that people come up to me now and they're like, so-and-so told me to watch Impastor. And I love it. And I think that's what happens when there's so many shows out there, but when people give it a chance, they like it. So I'm proud. I'm proud of it.
Michael, I'm curious, with such a dynamic lead role that you have, do you like reading scripts ahead to know kind of better how to position your character, or do you kind of treat it as a surprise each week when you get the script?
Well, you know what? It's funny you say that because, there's some actors like Christopher Walken, he'd be like, I don't read scripts because you're going to find out what happens anyway when you're doing it. So I don't read them. And, but I always say, and I did that for Smallville a lot of times. By season 3, I go and say, what's happening here? And the crew would laugh at me. Because there's the A stories and the B story is so different that you really didn't have to read the A story, and I was always the B story. Occasionally I'd have the A story. But for this, I read the scripts because, first of all, they're easy reads. They're only 22 pages long, 25 pages long, and I am the lead, so I should probably know what the hell's going on. But I don't really love rehearsing. I like improvising. I like just coming up with stuff, and, you know, I always call it a Rosenbaum, because I'm like, let me do a Rosenbaum, and I'll do like 3 in a row, and I'll do completely wacky takes, or I'll show my ass, or I'll just, you know, take my shirt off, or did you like that little, anyway, so I like to do goofy. I was thinking, wait, is my mic on? Am I good here? What if I went 2 buttons? Sorry, I haven't worked out in a while. I apologize for that, Conn. But anyway, yeah, I try to be loose on the set, and, you know, armpit farts and making people laugh. And if the crew laughs, I know it's funny. If they don't laugh, then I try to change it up a bit.
Oh man, Michael, you are a hoot. I'm so glad we got to connect. I'm excited to tune in and see season 1. I'll binge watch that and get ready for season 2. Thank you so much for joining us.
See you, man.